probabilistic principles. These are some of the things that the exercise that I give you in a moment, these are some of the things that you can say to yourself. In other words, these are, let's not just say, these are actually core beliefs. Like, for an example, in trading in the zone, and something that John put up yesterday, like, a core trading belief that promotes consistent results is anything can happen. Every moment is unique. Now, we all understand that anything can happen, and we understand that, every moment is unique. But actually believing it at a functional level is another matter. And these beliefs, so when you can operate out of every moment is unique, it's like you're sitting at a slot machine, every moment's unique. You know that every single outcome is going to be unique, that has absolutely no relationship with the previous outcome. As traders, when we're looking at a sequence of trades, we also have to believe that every outcome is unique, and those outcomes have absolutely no relationship with the previous outcome. We have to consciously disconnect. So if I get 3 winning trades in a row, it's going to feel like, if I'm not operating out of a genuinely probabilistic perspective, if I'm not operating out of that kind of perspective, it is going to feel like the next trade will be a winner. It's just the way our minds are wired to think. If I get 3 winning trades in a row, and I think I had, in my analysis, other than being a guess, caused me to have those, it did make the correct prediction, but the reasons why those predictions are correct are unknown. So there is no relationship. It's going to feel like the next one is going to be a sure thing. And as a result, we're going to be susceptible to a money management error, meaning that I'm going to put on a higher position, on a larger position than what my account size would normally dictate. Or even be resistant to determining the risk, putting in stops, moving stops, making any number of those kind of trading errors. We have to learn how to disconnect. That each and every trade, regardless of the fact that the trade came from the same pattern that sets itself up over and over and over again, that each individual trade is just that. The outcome is a unique event. So if I get 3 losers in a row, and I get my next signal, what's it going to feel like? It's going to feel like it's going to be a loser, right? But the reality is, what? Well, slice idea. The reality is we don't know. If I'm doing the coin flip exercise, and I get, and I'm betting on tails every time, and I happen to get 3 heads in a row, am I going to stop doing it? No. The probabilities might not end up being 70-30, might only be 50-50 or 60-40. But the point is like, I know I've got the odds in my favor, so I'm going to take the next flip. I'm going to bet $1,000. We can't let our minds make these associations. There is no relationship from the outcome from one trade to the next. Absolutely no relationship. And the reason why we know that for a fact, why do we know that for a fact? I told you that this morning. Why do we know that for a fact? Yeah, we don't know what the order flow is going to be. We don't know who's ready to we don't know who intends to send orders to the exchange. We don't know the size, and we don't know what type orders are going to be. So there's just no way to know. So these are beliefs we're going for. And statements we can use in terms of like a self-talk, okay? Like, I'm completely reconciled to spend the amount of money my edge says is necessary to find out if this next trade turns out to be a winner. The next one. The outcome to each individual edge in a series is a unique event that has no discernible relationship with any outcome, with the outcome of any previous or future outcomes. Okay. That has no discernible relationship with the outcome of any previous or future outcomes. This is going to be a long one. The diversity of the intentions of other traders who are about to submit buy and sell orders to the flow can cause anything to happen. Since I don't know what that anything might be, I'm going to execute the signal my edge calls for and make myself available to either win and collect my profits or pay my expenses. Either way, I'm fine. The diversity of the intentions of other traders who are about to submit buy and sell orders to the flow can cause anything to happen. Since I don't know what that anything might be, I'm going to execute the signal my edge calls for and make myself available to either win and collect my profits or pay my expenses. The very first one, I'm completely reconciled to spend the amount of money my edge says is necessary to find out if this next trade turns out to be a winner. Okay. And the last sentence of that one is, either way, I'm fine. The next one, the risk of an edge not working always exists. The risk of an edge not working always exists. You put always in capital letters in bold. Each prediction, next one, each prediction that results from my analysis is always a guess. Each prediction that results from my analysis is always a guess. The next one, capturing the favorable odds built into my edge over a series of trades. Capturing the favorable odds built into my edge over a series of trades has nothing to do with being right or wrong. Capturing the favorable odds built into my edge over a series of trades has nothing to do with being right or wrong. Now, how are we going to make those real? Go ahead.
Interesting example to what you've been discussing. Twitter, today somebody just announced that they've missed their earnings instead of doing it at the end of the market. Okay, so I have a trade on, and I'm losing right now a chunk of change, but what could I do? I don't know anything.
Well, why'd you put the trade on? Because of earnings? Or
yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, my point is that something happened that was beyond my call. I was doing what intellectually I thought was a good idea.
Okay.
And I'm just now just got a tweet saying that they've just dropped the bomb instead of waiting till after the market.
So you're not ready to buy a ticket to Rio?
No. I'm yet to get myself in that situation. But I'm just saying, it's just so frustrating because. But I'm listening to you, and I think I'm feeling a little better. What can I say?
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. We got another one back there.
I think what you said is just great, but the only concern is you better have a good system or a good edge.
Yeah, if you're going to trade mechanically as opposed to discretion, subjectively, yeah, you have to develop a good edge. Absolutely. That's a given. The better your edge, the more money you're going to make if you can execute flawlessly. And there are a lot of good edges out there. There really are. Whether you develop one on your own or buy one or go into a chat room, they're out there. They really are. Anybody else before we go? Well, the microphone, wait for the mic. Well, they're going to be in the program.
To be fair to that young lady that bought the Twitter, to be fair to you, even though Twitter shares dropped, we don't know what's going to happen. It could go up, or it could go down, or it could, it can go up. You might have made the right trade. We'll know tomorrow. Nobody knows.
Okay, how are we going to make this real, everybody? Anybody got any ideas? How are we going to make it real? What? Oh, very good, very good, very good. We have to act on it. And so we have to set something up, right?
I guess the way to act on it is to put it down in writing.
And we're going to do more than that. Yeah, we're going to do more than that. So, go ahead.
I would think that it would be to have these posted near your trading desk and to actually go through it before you execute any trade until it becomes natural, where you don't have these other thoughts that are creeping in, you automatically think about the risk of, an edge not working always exists, for example?
Yeah, the other thoughts will probably creep in no matter what. You can't stop those thoughts from creeping in. But what you can do is be aware of them and divert your thoughts to what you want to think. In other words, think thoughts that are consistent with who you want to be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Have what? A quarter? Yeah, yeah. You mean like to remind you of the probabilities? Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, I'm going to get more specific though. Okay, I'm going to get real specific on how to do this, because what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with some pretty powerful entrenched beliefs that have a lot of energy. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to step into a process where we're going to draw the energy out of whatever beliefs are inconsistent with these other principles and ideas that I just gave you. Draw the energy out and instill energy into these words to make them real inside of us. To give you an idea what I'm talking about, it's like in Trading in the Zone, I gave an example of a very common belief that a lot of people grow up with, where they believe in Santa Claus. So as a 5-year-old, that belief, I believed in Santa Claus, and that was a very energized belief. Energized in the sense that if I was in my bedroom and somebody knocked on the front door and my mom or dad said, "Hey, Santa Claus is at the front door," those words would have tapped me into the energy of what Santa Claus meant to me, all this positive, this positively charged energy that would have compelled me to go over any obstacle to get to the front door, right? That belief that Santa Claus exists and what it meant in terms of positive, happy energy would have dictated my behavior, and it would have been very difficult to stop, if not impossible. You with me? If those doors were closed and someone knocked on the door and they peeked and they said, "Hey, Mark, Santa Claus is at the door," what am I going to do? Nothing. That's probably some weirdo or whatever. It's like, I think it'd be, it's Vegas, highly unusual, but I don't care one way or the other. Where did the energy go? Why am I not behaving in a way as I did as a 5-year-old? Well, semantics is important here. I'm not going to disagree with you, but what's that? Oh, I have more knowledge. Okay. The truth set me free. Get it? No, what I'm looking for is energy. I'm looking for energy dynamics. Beliefs exist as energy. They're intangible. Intangible in the sense that they don't, it's like out of all the things that scientists have done in terms of mapping our brains and even at the cellular or molecular or atomic level, we still haven't actually found a belief. We know they exist, but they're not tangible in that sense. I mean, they're not made of atoms and molecules. At least the way I think of it, anyway. Energy is not atoms and molecules, and so I don't believe that beliefs are atoms and molecules. I look at them as being structured energy. Energy that's structured in a particular way that causes us to see the world in a way that's consistent with what we believe and behave in a way with what we perceive.